Let me ask you, do you know the pain that your customer is dealing with? All right, fine. But do you know your customer's future pain?
This is not a good look for me!
Today we're going to cover one of the most important sales basics, solving your prospect's problem. But we're going to do it from a different angle. We're going to talk about solving the problems that even they don't know they have yet. Hey, welcome back everyone to our 5-minute sales training. I'm Jeff Shore. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the like button too. That engagement is so helpful for us to get these lessons out to more salespeople. It'll take 2 seconds. You know, Sales 101 teaches us to discover the pain. Makes sense? I agree. The fact is that no one is moving to anything unless they're first moving from something. Now, a lot of salespeople get hung up on that. They want to spend their time talking about what the customer is moving to without really fully paying attention to what they're coming from. But still, I consider that kind of Sales 101 stuff.
Sell me this pen.
What does Sales 202 teach us? Let's get into the advanced stuff. Now, let me give you a situation here. Customers thinking about putting a new roof on the house. Very expensive. What is their current pain? Minor and periodic leaks. Question, is that enough to make a move to get a whole new roof? Maybe, maybe not. Situation number 2, the customer's thinking about buying a more reliable car. Sounds expensive. Now, what's their current pain? Their car's in the shop too frequently. Now, question, is that enough to make a move? Again, maybe, maybe not. Situation number 3, the customer's thinking about upping their life insurance. But it's expensive. Their current pain? Do they have enough? The question, is that enough motivation to make a move? Again, maybe, maybe not. These 3 scenarios are identical from a psychological perspective. They all deal with the same issue, the uncertainty of what I call future dissatisfaction. Now, many of you, if you've been watching the 5-minute sales training, you know all about current dissatisfaction. Current dissatisfaction is all about what a customer brought with them into the sales conversation. It's about what's wrong now, what in their life needs to be improved. It's all about that pain that they're experiencing in their current situation. And not just the pain, but the emotion tied to the pain. It's that feeling of, ugh, that causes us to say, I need to get this problem solved. That's current dissatisfaction. Future dissatisfaction answers the question, what happens if I do nothing? What happens if I do nothing? Now, this is where you come in, because you must get your customer to answer that question. What happens if you do nothing? Now, I've got a technique for that, and here's the technique. Ask the question, what happens if you do nothing? We can apply that to whether we want to put on an entirely new roof. We can apply that to whether we're going to buy a new car. We can apply that to life insurance. Now, why is this effective? Because the brain tends to be alert for worst case scenarios. The number one job of the brain is to keep us alive. The brain wants to protect us. So asking the question about what happens if you do nothing launches the customer into a future when things don't look very good. I remember years ago, I was shopping for an outfit because I was going to a meeting that was going to take place at a very hip club in Southern California. I was living there at the time. Now, I know this is going to shock you, but nobody has accused the Shorester of being particularly hip for quite some time. So I went to a store where they sold hip clothes, and the guy wanted to sell me these shoes. The shoes were really, really expensive, and I was really choking on the price. But he asked me this question. He said, let me just ask you, are you comfortable going to this club in the shoes you're wearing right now? And that caused me to look down at the shoes I was wearing right at that moment. And then I pictured myself walking through the door in those shoes. What did it do? It triggered my future dissatisfaction. Listen, can you think of a time that your brain warned you about a future discomfort and your brain encouraged you to make a new purchase even before that discomfort arrived? Maybe it's for you, or maybe it's for your customer. Either way, write it down in the comments below. Seriously, right now. When was a time that you looked at and you said, I need to make a move because if I don't, this is what's going to happen? Or what was it? The story from a customer said, if I don't make a move now, this is what's going to happen. Write it down in the comments. I want to see it. And I want to encourage you to leverage that future dissatisfaction technique. If you are not regularly using the question, what happens if you do nothing? It's time to insert it into your presentation now. Hey, thanks for watching once again today's 5-minute sales training. Make sure you go and download your Sales 365 app. You can do that on your app store, or you can go to sales365.io. Join the community. Until next time, learn more to earn more.